Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Phixem, and thank you for joining the show. Thank you guys for joining. I might be a little bit late on board. However, I wanted to give my 2 cents. Don't worry, nobody asked me for my 2 cents, but I'm going to give it anyway because I think this is something worth addressing, especially as a YouTuber, and especially as a gamer, and especially as a black man as myself. Infinity Ward made a statement and posted it in I'm reading this from Polygon. Everything that I will see, I will post and put the links into the description so you guys can see what I see. And they made a post, and I'll read you a snippet from on Twitter from what Infinity Ward said, and I quote. It said, "There's no place for racist content in our game. This is an effort we began with launch, and we need to do a better job. We're issuing thousands of daily bans on races and hate-oriented names, but we know we have to do more. And we are adding additional resources to monitor and ID racist content, adding additional in-game reporting systems to increase the number of bans by hour, adding filters and greater restrictions on name changes, evaluating in-game improvements to make it easier to report offenses, increasing permabans to root out repeat offenders." And then it says, "And we apologize to our players. This is our commitment to you, our fans. Thank you." And that's the end of the quote. And it's very interesting to me, again, how this whole thing started with the murder of George Floyd, in the hands of police, has spurned this sort of movement among the gaming community to now want to approach racism and now want to make it a public thing to approach racism, where this has been a thing, especially if you're a Call of Duty fan. I've been playing Call of Duty for years and years and years. I recently, I make jokes with some of my friends, but I stopped playing Call of Duty for a while. After I break about. After probably, I want to say, Black Ops 2 or whatever. But Black Ops 2 was like my big heydays. But I remember when I first started playing Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2. And I remember some of the wars that used to go on in those pre-game lobbies, where from anything ranging from nigger to porch monkey to and I'm talking about unwarranted stuff. I'm not the type of person that's going to poke and prod and say, and say a bunch of racial stuff, or just say hateful things, period. Like, half the time I keep my mic off, but I don't hide the fact that I am black. When I'm talking in these chats, some people can figure out because of my voice that I am black. And I think it's very interesting that from the amount of reporting that I used to try to do back in those Modern Warfare 2 days, talking about people that, telling people that are racist, and these people sending me messages calling you nigger, you beat somebody in hardpoint, you go 250-0 on them and they get upset. Then you get people who call you a whole bunch of racial epithets, and going to Black Ops 2 when you can make you can make these emblems, you can customize them. Watching people make black people, lynching them, watching these images of making, how can I put it? Making black people eating watermelon, and all these racist, hateful pictures and stuff that gets pushed on Black Ops 2, and it kind of led me to this point. In some of the conversations that I've seen that go on, is how much do I take seriously of what Infinity Ward is doing, and to be honest, and to be real honest with you, because racism has existed for so long in Call of Duty, and it's been so blatant and so overt, and even with some of the emblems, some people have only got a couple days ban just with some of the hateful things that they said. I'm not necessarily taking it as serious in the sense of, do I think they'll make some overhaul changes as they said they are? possibly, but I would like to see it first, because the sheer amount of racism that happened in Modern Warfare, that happened in just, and I'm not even talking about now, I'm talking about from when I seen back then, specifically Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Advanced Warfare, stuff like that. Like the sheer amount of racism that you've seen in some of those, and just you report somebody because people just say nigger like it's a second language, and I'm not saying it as like people are trying to. I'm not saying it as in how black people use in a culture where we try to. It's a way how certain rappers are said to be cool, but people are trying to be offensive. They're trying to bring up those racial undertones that have, that oppress black people in times of segregation and times of slavery. That's the tone that it comes in. That's the part that I'm speaking about. And to fast forward to my point, do I think that Infinity War or Activision as a whole takes it seriously? No. And I don't think they have that much of a change of heart. I think what a lot of people are doing in the gaming industry now is seeing something egregious happen on camera, and they just, when all this stuff comes down and everything kind of like and I hate to say this, when everything, when the dust falls, and hopefully, and I hope and pray there's some real change that happens amongst the gaming community and just the world in general when it comes to racism. I think a lot of companies just want to be on the right side of this to make them look good. I really don't think they care as much as some of these tweets and some of these statements may say people do. I don't have a script. I'm just kind of talking about how I feel about this. I've dealt I've been involved in, I've been a gamer my whole life, and I've always loved video games, and I'm always consider myself, and some of my closest friends, white and black and Hispanic and Asian, I love them, they've loved me back, but maybe this is what they need to start taking it seriously. I hope they do. Do I think it's... I'm not going to say it's too little too late, because I don't think there's ever a too late to stop people from being horrible people. But I do think this is something that should have been addressed a long time ago. A long time ago. Like, this isn't something new. This is something that has been glazed over. And unfortunately, it took the murder of someone to do that. So, that's all I have. It's funny. I found this clip that I played with God of War, and the Kratos, the character who plays Kratos, is a black man, and I just thought it'd be fitting, given the subject at hand, to speak on such matters. But when we're talking about the gaming community as a whole, and we're talking about people, and this is the last thing I'll say about the subject. And I mean, I don't know. A lot of people don't follow my content, which is cool. I just like making videos just because it's fun. But whoever does, it doesn't take much just to love on somebody. It don't take much to be nice to people. It don't take much just to be kind to somebody else. This world is filled with hate. This world is filled with so much evil, so much unrighteousness, so much hate that people have from somebody else. The gaming community is a place where we can all play pretend in the land and live out these great adventures and have fun. Let's if we're going to make a change, then choose the day to do that. Choose the day, like, you know what, I'm gonna be a better person. We can be better people. I just hope everybody I hope once the emotions run low on this, people have some permanent change. And this isn't just an emotional reaction to a tragic situation. So that's all I got the time for today. I appreciate you guys listening to this video. How many people it decides to reach. I love you guys. to my community, to my black folk, I love y'all. To my friends, my white friends who support what we're trying to do as a community, I love you guys as well. And to anybody who stands up for just positivity and stands up for the love of another human being. And just like Bruce Lee said, there's only one race, and for people who stand up just for the dignity of just that one race, I love you guys as well. And I'll see you again in the next episode. Peace.